Most men make one big mistake when a woman starts taking them for granted. They tolerate it. They keep chasing, explaining, proving their worth, and hoping she'll eventually realize how valuable they are. But here's the truth. She won't respect what's always available. Women don't wake up one day and suddenly appreciate a man who allows himself to be treated like an option. They only value what they feel they might lose. In modern dating, women have endless options. Social media, dating apps, and thirsty men in her inbox make it easy for her to think she can do better. If she starts acting like you don't matter, it's because, in her mind, she believes you'll never leave. The only way to change that is to let her experience your absence. When you pull away, stop explaining yourself and live as if she no longer exists. Something shifts in her mind. She suddenly questions whether she made the right choice. That's when she feels your loss. This isn't about games or manipulation. It's about self-respect. A man who values himself will never beg for attention. If a woman isn't giving him what he deserves, he removes himself. This is what separates men who are respected from men who get used. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to respond when a woman starts taking you for granted. You'll learn 7 powerful tactics that will make her realize your value without you ever needing to beg, argue, or explain yourself. Let's get into it. I've created a community on Podium where I break down everything you need to know, step by step. You'll get no-nonsense, practical advice that will boost your confidence and help you build stronger, more meaningful connections. And the best part? The first 20 people who join will get an exclusive discount. So don't hesitate. Click the link in the description to grab your spot. If you know someone who could use this, share it with them. 1. Stop giving her your attention. A woman takes you for granted because she believes your attention is guaranteed. She knows that no matter how she treats you, you'll always be there, texting, calling, chasing, and proving yourself. That's the first mistake. Your attention is your power, and when you give it freely to someone who doesn't respect it, you make yourself weak in her eyes. The modern dating world has made men too desperate for female validation. Social media, constant texting, and the fear of being ghosted have men behaving like they're afraid to lose women. But here's what you need to understand. Women are attracted to men who are not easily available. They want a man who has self-control, a man who doesn't fall at their feet just because they exist. So, the moment she starts acting like she doesn't value you, cut off your attention. Stop texting first. Stop liking her posts, and stop responding instantly. If she barely puts in effort, match her energy or disappear completely. When she realizes she no longer has the same access to you, it will force her to rethink everything. Here's what happens psychologically. When you're always available, she expects you to stay that way. The human brain values scarcity. What is always present loses value, but what disappears creates curiosity and desire. The moment you stop being predictable, she starts wondering why. Is he seeing someone else? Did I lose him? That uncertainty makes her rethink your worth. But most men don't have the patience for this. The second they stop giving attention, they panic when she doesn't respond immediately. That's where they fail. Women will test you. She might ignore you even more at first. She might post pictures with other guys to see if you react. Your job is to stay unbothered. The man who wins this game is the man who doesn't flinch. Let's say you text her, and she takes 6 hours to reply. Instead of getting frustrated and double texting, you take a step back. You wait a full day before responding, or don't respond at all. She'll notice. She'll check if you viewed her story. She'll wonder why you're acting differently. This is how you trigger her curiosity and make her invest in you again. The key is to shift from chasing mode to attraction mode. Men who always chase rarely get respect, but men who know when to pull back control the dynamic. This is how you train a woman to appreciate your presence, by making her feel your absence. 2. Remove your emotional support. A woman takes you for granted when she sees you as an emotional safety net. She knows that no matter how she treats you, you'll still be there to listen to her problems, comfort her when she's down, and give her attention whenever she needs it. This is where men fail. They become a therapist instead of a man she respects and desires. The reason she can ignore your needs while still expecting your emotional support is because you've trained her to believe that your care is unconditional, even when she doesn't deserve it. You're always there to listen, always checking in, always making sure she's okay, even when she isn't giving you the same in return. The problem with this is that it removes all urgency for her to actually value you. She gets the benefits of your presence without putting in effort. If she knows you'll always be there to pick up the pieces when she's upset, why would she feel the need to treat you better? This is where you need to draw the line. The next time she calls you just to vent about her day, complain about other guys, or seek validation when she's feeling low, don't be available. Stop answering every time she calls. Stop giving her the comfort of your presence when she's not reciprocating that same effort. A woman will quickly notice when a man who used to give her constant emotional support suddenly becomes distant. She will feel the shift, and that's exactly what you want. At first, she may act like she doesn't care. She may even seem relieved that you're no longer constantly there, but this is only temporary. The truth is, women don't realize how much they rely on a man's emotional presence until he's no longer around. A man who listens to her, reassures her, and makes her feel important is a man who holds more power than he realizes. But if you give that power away for free, without her earning it, you become replaceable in her eyes. When you remove that emotional safety net, she is forced to rethink her behavior. A real-life example of this would be a man who is always there for a woman. When she's feeling low, she calls him, crying about her problems, and he drops everything to comfort her. She starts to rely on him as her go-to source of emotional validation. But at the same time, she barely makes time for him when he needs something. He's always there for her, but she's never there for him. The moment this man stops picking up the phone, stops responding to her emotional outbursts, and starts living his life without being at her emotional service, something changes. She starts to notice his absence. She starts to realize how much she relied on him. And for the first time, she feels the loss. That's when she starts chasing. Women only value what they feel they might lose. If she feels like she has your emotional support no matter what, she will never respect it. But if she starts to feel your distance, she will suddenly remember why she needed you in the first place. 3. Stop making her the center of your life. One of the biggest reasons a woman takes a man for granted is because she becomes the center of his world. She knows that no matter what she does, she's always the priority. His schedule revolves around her, his mood depends on her, and his actions are shaped by her approval. When a man behaves like this, he loses all mystery, challenge, and value. She doesn't have to work for his attention or earn his presence. She just gets it by default. And the moment something is too easy, people stop appreciating it. A woman doesn't respect a man who drops everything for her. She may act like she wants a man who always prioritizes her, but deep down, she craves a man who has his own life, his own purpose, and his own direction, with or without her. When you make her your world, you send the message that you have nothing better going on. And a man with nothing better to do is not attractive. This is why you must shift your focus back to yourself. If your life is centered around a woman, she will see it as a weakness. The most powerful move you can make is to become so focused on your own goals, ambitions, and passions that her presence in your life is an addition, not a necessity. The moment she realizes that she is not the most important thing in your life, her entire attitude changes. She starts wondering why. She starts feeling that something is missing, and she begins to crave the attention that was once given freely. A great example of this is a man who constantly adjusts his plans for a woman. If she asks to meet up, he cancels his gym session. If she wants to talk, he drops everything to text her back instantly. If she pulls away, he panics and starts chasing harder. This kind of behavior might seem like effort to a man, but to a woman, it's a sign of weakness. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine a man who keeps his schedule regardless of her behavior. He still goes to the gym, he still works on his business, he still focuses on his personal growth. If she pulls away, he doesn't even notice because he's too busy improving himself. That is the man she will chase. The reason this works is because women are drawn to men who have a purpose bigger than them. When a man operates like his life is full and complete, a woman naturally wants to be part of it. But if she feels like she's your only source of happiness, she starts to see you as a burden, not an asset. The moment you start living for yourself, whether she's there or not, she will feel your loss. And when she feels your loss, she will fight to get back into your world. 4. Limit your availability. A woman cannot take you for granted unless she knows she has unlimited access to you. If you're always available, always picking up her calls, always responding immediately, always free whenever she wants to meet up, she will subconsciously place less value on your presence. Why? Because anything that is abundant is seen as less valuable. Men make the mistake of thinking that by always being available, they are showing their worth. In reality, they are lowering it. Women do not respect men who have nothing going on outside of them. If you're always free, it signals that your time is not in high demand. And if your time is not valuable, why should she treasure it? The most powerful thing you can do is create scarcity. When you become less available, she starts noticing your absence. She starts wondering why you're suddenly so busy. She starts craving the attention she once took for granted. This is basic human psychology. People want what they feel they might lose. If she never has to wonder where you are, she has no reason to miss you. A real-life example of this would be a man who always responds immediately to a woman's texts, even when she takes hours to respond to him. He's always ready to drop everything and meet up when she asks. She starts assuming that no matter how she treats him, he'll still be there. Now compare this to a man who takes his time to respond, who sometimes doesn't reply at all, and who only makes plans when it fits into his schedule. That man creates desire. She doesn't know if he's seeing someone else. She doesn't know if he's busy with something important. And because she doesn't know, she starts chasing him to find out. It's important to note that this doesn't mean you should play games. It simply means that you need to have a life that is genuinely full. So full that you are not constantly available at her convenience. Instead of waiting by your phone, focus on your business, your fitness, your hobbies, and your personal growth. Let her wonder why you're not responding right away. Let her miss you. A high-value man is not easily accessible. He makes time for a woman only when she has earned it. And when she starts feeling that your time is not guaranteed, she will start valuing it more. When you limit your availability, you force her to invest in you. She will start reaching out more, making more effort, and even trying to fit into your schedule rather than the other way around. This shift in dynamic makes her realize what she had before and how easily she could lose it. Letting a woman feel your loss doesn't mean punishing her. It means giving her space to realize what she had. And the best way to do that is by making sure she no longer has unlimited access to your time and attention. And once she realizes that her actions no longer get a reaction from you, she will start adjusting her behavior in an attempt to regain your presence. Of course, silence is not about being manipulative. It's about setting a standard. A man who values himself does not argue for respect. He simply removes himself from situations where he is not respected. He does not waste words trying to convince a woman to treat him better. He lets his absence do all the talking. So, next time a woman takes you for granted, don't waste time debating, pleading, or explaining yourself. Give her silence and let her feel what life is like without your presence. 7. Become a man. She can't replace. The ultimate way to make a woman feel your loss is to become a man she cannot replace. Too many men think that the way to keep a woman is by constantly trying to please her, doing everything she wants, and making her life as easy as possible. But in reality, women do not value what is easily available. They value what is rare. A woman will only fear losing you if she knows that finding another man like you will be nearly impossible. And this is where most men fail. They become too predictable, too available, and too dependent on the relationship for their identity. When this happens, a woman subconsciously starts believing that she can walk away at any time and easily find someone else to fill the gap. But what happens when she realizes that you are one of a kind? What happens when she understands that no other man carries himself like you, thinks like you, or moves like you? That's when everything changes. Suddenly, the thought of losing you isn't just an inconvenience, it's a major regret waiting to happen. So how do you become a man she can't replace? By focusing on your growth and purpose above everything else. The most attractive and irreplaceable men are the ones who are constantly leveling up, physically, mentally, financially, and emotionally. They are the men who refuse to stay stagnant, who are always working towards something greater, who never let a woman become the center of their world. Imagine a woman dating two different men. One man is comfortable, doing just enough to get by, never pushing himself to improve. He spends his free time watching TV, playing video games, and waiting for her to text him back. She knows exactly what he's going to do every day because he has no real ambition outside of her. Now, imagine the second man. He wakes up early, hits the gym, grinds at his business or career, and is constantly learning new things. He never stops growing, never stops evolving. He has hobbies, passions, and a life that excites him, whether she's there or not. She knows that if she loses him, she's not just losing a boyfriend, she's losing a man who is going places. This is what makes a woman take a man seriously. She knows deep down that if she doesn't appreciate him, another woman will. And that fear alone is enough to make her step back and reconsider taking him for granted. A man who is truly valuable does not need to chase, beg, or convince a woman to stay. His presence alone is enough to make her respect him. His life is so fulfilling, his mindset so strong, and his ambition so undeniable that losing him is not an option she wants to consider. So, if you want to make her feel your loss, stop worrying about her and start building yourself into a man she will regret letting go. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful leverage you have in any relationship is your own value. When a woman takes you for granted, the worst thing you can do is stay in the same position, hoping she will change. She won't. Women only respect men they feel can walk away, men they see as high value, men they know are not afraid to let go. The best way to make her feel your loss is not by convincing her of your worth, but by becoming the kind of man she knows she will never find again. Let her take you for granted. Then, let her see what happens when you disappear. If you're looking to take a deeper dive into these concepts, join my Podium community, link in the description. It's packed with powerful insights to help you master your masculinity in today's dating world. Stay strong, stay focused, and protect your power. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.